Hi, this is Bill Hartzer from Hartzer Consulting, and I wanted to actually get on here a little bit and for a few minutes and just talk to you about, or tell you rather, about how to do outbound domain name sales. And so let's say you have a domain name that you're not really interested in using it for a website anymore, etc. And what you end up having is a domain that essentially is just sitting there, and maybe you have a lot of them. Well, there's actually a way to either manually or to actually use this a tool to do your domain name outbound sales, to sell your domain names as a lot quicker and then just sitting around or listing it, etc. So let's dive into it real quick. I'll tell you the concept. Let's start. The concept is that we need to find potential buyers for our domain name. So let's start with a good example would be a domain name called DallasHomeInspection.com. So let's take the keywords in the domain name. Dallas Home Inspection. We call this a geo name, which is basically for geography. That basically the word Dallas for the city or state or location, country, province, etc. We call those geo names, and we split out. If you see here in Google, I've done a search. We split up the name into the keywords, and we do a search Dallas Home Inspection. Well, in this case, if you start to look at the search results, okay, we actually see companies who are Dallas home inspectors, and Greenworks, the inspection house, Greenworks, Axiom Home Inspection, Good Home Inspection, Tex Inspect, uh, yeah, Dallas Real Estate Inspector, etc. So what we're seeing here is we're essentially seeing potential buyers. All of these are potential buyers. So manually, without spending any money or not using any, paying for any tools, you could actually just write up a little email that says something like, I have DallasHomeInspection.com. I am wondering if you're interested in acquiring the domain name. And that simple email, and just send that off to all these companies. You can actually, see these are potential buyers, Semper Home Inspection. So what happens is that as you search, let's go to the second page of results. Okay, these companies that are on the second page, third page, etc. Okay, and and advanced home inspection service, etc. They're not getting a lot of uh, buyers for their service because they're actually, kind of buried in Google, second page, third page, etc. So in fact, here's, usinspect.com, property hawk inspections. The sales pitch could be, hey, get Dallas Home Inspection and you can get better search engine rankings. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to find potential buyers. So basically, and contact them and see if any are interested. Well, if they are, then you could actually then, negotiate and, I'm not going to get into pricing or anything like that here. However, these are all potential buyers for this DallasHomeInspection.com domain name. So what if we were to have a tool that actually did this whole process? We're talking about this is, find potential buyers. And anybody, for example, anybody paying this Google Guaranteed, we know that in the inspection house and Greenworks, they all probably have a budget because they're already paying. But what if we had a tool that we could actually take this list and not have to manually go through this? What if that tool was Pitchbox, and we could actually go here and set up a campaign for that domain name, Dallas Home Inspection. Okay. What if we could put in some keywords and actually run this and come back with 100 different potential buyers? Okay. And not only that, we have potential buyers, but here is some companies, usinspect.com, and we found 12 people who are at that company, and 12 people who we could look up their names, etc. And we found, what if this tool, okay, found Aaron at texasinspector.com, and there's his email address and his first name, okay, to find. And then what if, which actually exists, and this is what we've done here with Pitchbox, or what Pitchbox has done, is we could take these, put these into a drip email campaign, okay, and actually contact all these people just by essentially highlighting, and once we've inspected essentially and decide who we want to contact of all these here, then we would put them into another bucket, if you will, and preview and send and launch the outreach. And we have email templates here that actually have, where we've gone through this process and set up customized email templates. Hi, Aaron. I know you're with Certified Home Inspectors in Dallas, and I'm wondering, I have this domain name, dallashomeinspection.com, and I'm wondering if you'd be interested in acquiring it. And most likely, if they are interested, obviously, if they're interested, they will respond. Maybe if you put your phone number in the email, they might pick up the phone and call you and said, you know what, that was a great domain and I'd like to buy it. I've actually done this process, and within half an hour, had emails from people interested in a domain I was selling or had for sale, and within an hour had that deal done. And so for a couple $1,000. So it's very possible. What we want to do is we want to use Pitchbox to manage this whole process. So essentially we are finding, through keyword searches in Pitchbox, we're finding potential buyers. We're actually coming back with results, and with up to 12 contacts at each company here. And then we're able to use a drip email campaign, and which is basically a drip email campaign is where you send out an email, and then it will wait 3 days, 6 days, whatever you set. It'll wait 3 days, and then it will go on to and send a response email, a reply, and then wait 3 days and send a final email, and then go on to the next person at the company. And so this is a way to spend 5-10 minutes, whatever you want to spend, finding and pulling this data, reviewing it manually, and then sending out those emails. You literally come back and sit in and watch the inbox for emails to come in here right in the system. And you're able to respond right here and mark them as, somebody who's interested, somebody who's not, et cetera. And there's a whole, additional CRM system in here. But again, the difficult part in finding potential buyers is, sure, we can do a search for the keywords and go through this list. But Pitchbox goes a little further, allows us to, it finds the contacts and then allows us to set up a drip email campaign, and we just sit back and set up more Pitchbox campaigns. and so forth. So, for example, in this particular project, I set up 27 campaigns. I've had an overall 12% response rate. And this is not correct as far as the win rate, but I've sold, domains through this, some very quickly. As we look at some of the response rates here, here's premiumfoodtruck.com, response rate 18%. That we sent out literally 17 emails and got an 18% response rate. Here's goldmirrors.com, 115 and a 19%. So about 19 to 20 people responded, and I've been corresponding back and forth with them. So some domain names will get better response rates. Some will find more contacts. Here is behaviortelehealth.com, 220 potential contacts emailed. There's still 56 in the system to go. Overall, we can also see some stats here. We can also see this is the past 30 days. Let's look at the past year. So far, 1,700, close to 1,785 emails, 1,800 emails sent out. Typically 200 to 300 per day, maybe 100 per day, maybe less, etc. 81 emails to go in this, and I have 1,400 emails basically, or contacts to review. This is a great system. So far, 6,800 emails sent, 245 responses over the whole, this particular, all these campaigns, 27 campaigns, campaign for each email, for each domain name. So just to follow up, to round up, you could do this manually. This is the process. It's a great process to find potential buyers and send it, and rather than just sitting back and waiting. However, you could do it manually, or you could use Pitchbox. What I recommend is considering Pitchbox, because you will have it will find potential buyers, and it will find all these names of people who work at that company. And then you can just manually go through and pick based on name, job title, etc., that is pulled from LinkedIn. So great opportunity. If you do have a bunch of domain names that, or even just a few that you're considering selling, obviously, if you have any questions, you can contact me. I'm out on social media, just about everywhere, as well as you can email me and chartzer.com for my contact information. Thanks again for listening. Hopefully we can, hopefully this has been helpful for you, and you can go out and start selling even more domain names. Thanks.